So excited, man. We're going to try this pizza right over here, right? You excited, Jeremy?
Yeah, I'm excited. Somewhat.
Somewhat. Why? What's wrong?
You know I'm lactose intolerant, bro.
Well, shit.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Plan Podcast back with another episode. And as you can see, we're here at one of our old stomping grounds, Barrington.
Good old Barrington right over here.
Yeah, right here at the train station. And the reason we're here is we're gonna hit the train and head to what's White Sox stadium?
Guaranteed rate field. And then
Guaranteed.
we're also going to take you guys in a wonderful experience right over here in the wonderful city of Chicago just to see how this goes. So stay tuned and we'll see how this... Oh, shit. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All
All right, guys, we got to go. See ya.
Hey guys, I know you saw like the little snippet from the beginning, but now we're here in Chicago, here by the lakefront. This is one of the spots Jose told us about. So,
Yeah.
no,
Good thing is, too, is we didn't miss the train, so haha.
right.
That's one of the good things, so. But yeah, honestly, like, this is one of my favorite spots because, as you can see right over here, you know, we got the whole entire shot of the whole entire city. I mean, you know, you got the Prudential building, and one of the biggest things that I really like, one of the buildings right over there by the one that has, like, the windows, they kind of look like, I don't want to say perpendicular, but kind of like straight lines. They typically tend to do something really good when it comes to like certain types of festivities. So for example, with April's, I know they did you know, like an April Fool scenery right there. Now the May's coming up, you know, Cinco de Mayo. Obviously May that's coming up as well too. It's what is it? Anti-bullying or whatever it's called.
Mental health
Or
awareness.
mental health. Yeah. Wow, I really messed that up. Sorry guys.
Then can't forget about St. Patrick's Day. I know they did something.
Oh yeah, they had to do something for St. Patrick's Day. But wow, it is windy as hell right now.
Yeah.
Worried that my hat's gonna fly off. So
Seems more like we're covering the news.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Just kidding.
Yeah, we're just sitting here chilling by the lakefront. Like I said again, it's very beautiful. I mean, cloudy, but it's still a beautiful day. You know, still people out walking about, as you can see, and just enjoying it. I guess you kind of get used to it when you live in the city. You know.
You know what's crazy as well, Jeremy, is that the fact that it's like, yes, it's windy as hell, and what's the weather right now, like 62?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that you're saying that because like us Midwesterners, like this is like sweater weather for us. You know what I mean? Down south, even like. When we took that trip in California, remember when we met those people? What did they say? They're like, oh, like, what's the coldest it's ever gotten in your guys' town? And they say, oh, 62, 70.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's nothing. That's like sweater weather for us, as you can see, you know. So.
Yeah. But also wanted to touch on that. We also went to a Sox game.
Yep. That was awesome. I mean, they actually won 4-2.
Yeah.
So go Sox.
Yep.
Sorry, Cubs fans.
Nah, I'm a huge Sox fan. I like the Sox. I mean, I like the Cubs too. I mean, any Chicago team, you know what I mean? But I just favor the Sox more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good to see them get the dub. But yeah, also shout out to Guaranteed Rate Field. You know, it was a good experience. My first time actually inside of the stadium. Like I drove past it plenty of times, been in the city, but just to be inside, it's a very big stadium. They do a good job in there, so yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we had a good time. I mean, it sucks that we couldn't, you know, go inside so that way you guys could see it because obviously it probably rated. Oh, look at that. We have something like that too, so it's all good. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, the only thing I can just say is that I'm just happy that, you know, we're just here, we're alive, we're healthy. I mean, we get to see this amazing, beautiful scenery right here. So, you know, henceforth, this is like the main reasons why I like the spot. You know, this one of the biggest reasons that I like about this spot too is because even like during my time going to school here, I mean, and it's kind of funny too because you know, if camera guy, if you can point, that blue building right over there. Wow, I can't even talk right now. That blue building right over there, kind of by the it's called the Wabash Building. That's actually where I resided on the 26th floor my senior year, and then the 25th floor my junior year. So I will be honest, you know, especially being a first generation college student, it definitely was a struggle. So, I mean, I would always come here at night times just to clear my mind. I would just listen to some good music. As like I said, you know, you just see the scenery, hear the ocean waves, and just seeing the city views. And even in the nighttime, it's even way better than it is in the daytime. So that's part of the reasons why I kind of chose this spot too. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys ever like feel struggled, it's right over here in the lakefront. As you can see, just follow the areas right over here, and maybe this could be a favorite spot for you guys too. So
You know what? I got a question for you actually.
yeah, what's up?
So since you did live in the city for 2 years,
Yeah.
I would kind of ask you like, would you live in the city?
You know, I'm so happy that you said that, Jeremy. To be really honest with you, I would say, and again, this is my opinion, so no shame on people that do live in the city, but I I would say the only time I would live in the city is if I really had a really good stable job, because even though yes, I was living here and honestly I had the time of my life, it was expensive as hell. Super expensive. I mean, but then again, it's because where I was living here in the loop. Obviously, when it's in the loop, where it's in the city, it's going to be crazy expensive, no matter what. You know what I mean? So, a lot of people, what they typically tend to do, and especially a lot of my friends, what they'll do is they'll move up north, where kind of like Evanston area. It's still crazy expensive, but not as expensive as it is here.
Yeah.
But see, the other thing that really bothers me is even if you're living here, like yes, it's a beautiful scenery. It's a good like investment. You can truly say yes, I did it. But in all honesty, what I personally think, it's literally just what's worth it is just the view. You know what I mean? It's just like, because I mean, even when I was living in that building, I loved always opening my curtains and just seeing the amazing skyline view. I just like to see everything, but my room was small. And there are other apartments where it's kind of like that too. And I personally think that's mainly just what it is. As far as like environment wise, you know, it's a little argumentative at the end of the day,
Yeah.
because it's like, you can say yes, I love being here, but at the same time you don't, because it's like yes, even though like if you're a sociable person and you like to go out a lot, then yes, I would definitely 100% say this is probably the city for you. But if you just want like a quiet, calm area, I wouldn't really say this might be the best, spot for you, because a lot of shit always happens. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
lot of it's a city. What can I say? Especially here in Chicago, there's always going to be a lot of crazy shit. There's going to be a lot of crazy people. There's, you know, it's I don't want to say it's the city of it's the city life. It is called the Windy City for a
Yeah.
reason, because there's a lot of things that happens over here too. So at the end of the day, I mean, you know, my personal experience, I would say still live here and see what you think. I mean, this is just my personal opinion. I mean, as someone that has lived here for 2 years, and the other thing as well too is that everything out here is crazy expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, even like, I'm trying to give an example. I mean, even when I was living in that building, sometimes when I would want to do grocery shopping, I would have to go to Target, and my God, like, and I can't believe I forgot about this one. They charge for bags here too. So it's like, imagine if you had to buy like a lot of groceries, and like, this is the way I learned it. So when I first moved in, I was thinking, oh yeah, they're gonna provide me with like my essentials that I need. Nope, they didn't give me shit. So I was like, okay, let me go to like the local Target and buy myself some pillows. And the funniest part too is, and this is a true story, guys, I bought like these two large pillows, and I'm like, you know what, like, let me get a large bag, because I don't want to look like a random hobo or whatever, just walking by with two pillows in my bag, or two pillows in my head. And I specifically asked for two large bags, and all of a sudden my total went up an extra $20 because of those large bags. So that's where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, I forget. They charge for bags.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Screw that. Let me just, you know, I'll just take it. It's whatever. So, but again, it's a wonderful city. I mean, I love my city of Chicago. I mean, it's nothing against it. It's just, again, it just depends on what type of vibe you're looking for. If you're looking for that, again, if you're looking for that quality sociable life where every single day there's always going to be something new. I mean, here in Chicago, especially here in the Loop, where you have Millennium Park, you have the Bean, you have Buckingham Fountain, you have even over there, if you have Navy Pier, you have a lot of wonderful things here in the Loop. You know what I mean? So it's like there's always something to do here, and that's always one of the biggest things that I really do not regret in my life, just living here, just going with there. But like I said, never say never. I mean, that's just the mindset I have right now. So
Yeah.
wow, that was really long, so
Yeah.
sorry about that, guys.
You gave like a whole review.
I know.
Some people would probably feel the same,
Yeah.
because coming from me personally, it's like I've always thought about moving to the city, but then it's like over time, it's kind of like it's really like you got to think about the price. You know, you kind of have to set yourself up. It's like, really, is this really you setting yourself up for the long term, or
Right.
you know, is it something temporary? Because if it's temporary, then it's like in some ways it's kind of a waste. You know,
Speaking of crazy stuff, you hear those sirens?
yeah.
That means they're looking for me.
This dude, but back to what I was saying is like, if you're talking about like renting, you're looking at maybe, depending on where you want to live. If you want to live in like some of these buildings, these high-rise buildings, you may be looking at like 2 to 3K. And if you got that, that's cool. But in my opinion, I feel like if you paying that much in rent, you might as well buy a house with that. You know, but to each his own. I'm the same with Jose. I love the city of Chicago. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to live here or not. If I'm able to live here, that's a blessing. That's cool. But maybe something like temporary, maybe like a couple of years, and then maybe move out. Because, you know, let's be honest, like, I don't see the city getting back to how it used to be. Things where prices were reasonable, especially if Chicago Bears are talking about building a new stadium near the lake shore. That means taxes are going to go up even higher. So,
And you know, one other thing that I forgot to touch bases on this, because this is another thing that I've always thought about. I personally think, and again, this is just my opinion, guys. So don't, you know, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, right? I personally think that living here in the city, it's best if you live single, because living here, especially having a family, I don't think that's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, again, I've said it time and time again. Living here is amazing, but I just wouldn't really say, like, if you want to start a family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would not do it here, because again, it is crazy expensive, and some of these apartments, like, it's just not worth it. I mean, it's worth it if you're by yourself, and just like Jeremy said, it's like if you were to live here, that's a blessing. But it's just if you want to start a family, I would not really advise of that. So I mean, you know, that's one of the biggest things that I could imagine. I mean, especially when I was living here in that building. I mean, yeah, I was by myself, I was single. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, yes, if you have a partner, I guess you can still live here and everything though, but what I'm just trying to say though is that, like, if you just want to start a family, you know what I mean? Because you also got to think about it, man. It's like, whoa, my hat was about to fly off. But you know, that's, well, hey, it isn't called the Windy City for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But you know, again, to each their own. I mean, take my take on this. You know, like, as someone that has lived over here, this is just my take on it. I mean, do what you got to do. I mean, you know, something that, like, my parents have always told me is, you are your own adult. You can make your own choices. I will just say is that if you are gonna move in here, or at least, you know, plan on going to school over here, just know what you're gonna get yourself into. You know what I mean? Another thing as well too is definitely do be safe. I will say this without a doubt. I mean, and it's not that I'm trying to be sexist or anything though, but, like, because I personally think it's, you know, a guy or a girl could be in trouble as well too. If you are gonna go out by yourself, know what the risks are and know how to prepare and how to deal with them, because I will say that that's probably one of the biggest things I was not fully prepared for. I mean, you know, you're just walking around and you see some crazy shit like that and you just don't know how to handle it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the way I see it. So I mean, and I just think as well too, is just living here, it just makes you a tough cookie, you know what I mean? Because of all the shit you have to deal with. So but no, like I said, other than that, I mean, living here in the city, it's great. So
Yeah. I think also something to just piggyback off of that is also, like, there's good and bad everywhere.
exactly.
No matter where you go, there's always a good side and there's a bad side.
Exactly.
And then also, you know, we're hearing, like, you know, the loot, you know. It's like people think like they're safe here, which you should feel like you are, but anything can happen at any time. You know, we've seen on the news things happen around here where you think they shouldn't happen, but they do.
Right.
So, you know, again, to add to that, it's like, yeah, be careful out here, you know. Kind of got to, like, stand up for yourself out here too, you know.
Right.
Because, you know, people will just run over you out here, you know.
Exactly.
You got to sometimes be aggressive even if you don't want to be. And, you know.
It's just the city life, you know what I mean? So city life is going to change you.
Yep.
I will say that for a fact.
Yep.
All right, well, if if that's everything that we have, I would love to take you guys on one of my other favorite spots, which is the Riverwalk.
Yep.
So if you all want to join me, let's go. So here's my other favorite spot. It's in the actual Riverwalk. Um, Pretty much one of the biggest things that I like about this area is just, I mean, just the scenery overall. I mean, you got a lot of people right up here walking. I mean, it's you're right here next to some other fascinating buildings. One of my biggest things that I really like, camera guy, if you mind doing the favors, right over there, those acorn-looking buildings. Believe it or not, when I first looked at that, I kind of was a little confused. I was like, "What the heck is all that?" But then I realized it's kind of like a valet parking for people in order to just like be eating in one of the restaurants over here too, or just stay around like even like one of the local bars. I mean, one of my biggest favorite bars is the one up there, the London House. If you can kind of see it, I know the trees are on the way, but you know, if you really want a good scenery, especially just having a good drink, the London House is probably a good place. Even the Brewery House right over here too. I mean, I remember I would sometimes come over here just to read my books, even for college as well too. I mean, at the end of the day, I would get like a drink right over here, just put on like some good music, and then just enjoy the scenery right over here. What about you, Jeremy? What do you think? What do you think about this place?
Well, I always think anywhere you go in Chicago is a pretty nice scenery anywhere, you know. Especially right here by the Riverwalk. You got all the boats driving past. You got people around just sitting around chilling, enjoying themselves, you know. I
Yeah,
think that's the best thing, you know, because it's like you get off your phone, you know, and just enjoy this nature and enjoy people, meet different people.
right.
You know,
Exactly. So.
and I feel like, you know, like that's the best thing about it. It's like, you know, just getting to meet new people. Like anytime you go to Chicago, you seeing somebody different, and that's what I like about the city too. Like you see somebody different. You don't see the same people, you know. So it's always like people from anywhere. Like it's funny. Like you can meet somebody who just came here from a different country just to come and visit, and it's like they got a whole different lifestyle, a whole different vibe about themselves, and you know, sometimes you end up meshing together, or you know, you just end up taking away a different perspective from somebody. So,
And I love that you said that, Jeremy, because believe it or not, like I've even met some people here that I never even knew. Like, as I mentioned again, even when I was living here, when I was going to school here, I didn't even realize that some of the people that I met here went to school with me, and or sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, are you that kid that was just sitting right there randomly reminiscing about life?" And then I look at them and I'm like, "Wow, you're like, you thought I was like sad or something?" I was like, "I mean, they're right, but it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? It's just like go out and explore. That's what I always tell everybody, especially when if you do decide to live over here, or decide to go to school over here, just go out and explore. I mean, you know, Chicago is a wonderful city, especially when it comes to like just seeing the sceneries. I mean, and the biggest things that I really like, and I know it's something that Jeremy and I and Eric, who unfortunately I just realized we didn't even tell everybody where he is.
yeah,
He couldn't even join us, but it's like there's a lot of things going on here, and there's so much things that you can do. I mean, as you can see, camera guy, if you mind, there's a little scenery right there for you first time. If for people that just come to Chicago for the first time, that's one of the biggest things I recommend. Go on a boat cruise, because on the boat cruise you get to really see just the buildings. You get to see how every aspect is of here in Chicago, all over the whole entire river. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, totally. And then also with those boat cruises, they give you like tours. You know, not the full tour of the whole city, but they give you a tour from their perspective of what you're looking at. You know, tell you the history about everything and things of that nature. But just in general, like you just looking around, that's all you see is like nothing but like great scenery. It's just beautiful, you know.
and honestly, the biggest thing that I will say, it is a pretty big stress reliever. You know what I mean? Like you could everybody each and every single one of us could be having a super long day at work, a super long day even just in life, you know what I mean? And just being out here, just being outside with nature, I mean, listening to some good music, reading a good book, having a good drink, or even just having someone to talk to, you know what I mean? I mean, as you can see, like camera guy, once again, if you mind just zooming around just to see how people are. You see what I mean? Everybody's just having a good time. You know what I mean? It's just you could be having a sociable time. You could be having a good drink with some good friends. You could be having, you know, even a good date. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's just having a great time, and that's one of the biggest things that I really enjoyed about when I was living here. And I mean, you know, the way I see it, Jeremy, it's like people always say this: Chicago is bad. Chicago is this. Chicago is you know, there's a lot of bad crimes. I personally think that those people that say that don't really understand or truly embrace the true beauty of the city of Chicago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yes. I mean, I'm not saying that they're wrong. You know, it's just the way I see it. It's like every area, it's always gonna have its good and its bads. You know what I mean? And I feel like more people focus on the bad than the good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And then some also to add is just when people tell you that, that's just their perspective.
Exactly.
And I could say, like, don't ruin it for anybody else. It's like just because you had a bad experience with something doesn't mean that that person who you're spreading it to is going to have that same experience. Okay, you know, sometimes it does happen, but, you know, it's like, okay, what a coincidence, you know?
right.
But at the same time, that shouldn't still take away from what you just said, the beauty of Chicago. Like maybe you
Exactly.
just at the wrong place at the wrong time, or maybe just caught somebody on a bad day, or whatever the case may be. It's like still, you know, can't take
Exactly.
away from the beauty of Chicago or what it brings.
Exactly. So, I mean, like I always tell everybody, if you always want to explore, if you always want to just live your life, live it to its fullest, and embrace it. Because at the end of the day, you know, there are a lot of things that I personally believe that you would want to do in life that you will end up gonna want to regret. You know what I mean? And I know Jeremy and Eric know this about me. Is I've always wanted to live here. I've always wanted to do this. I did it. I did it for 2 years. Honestly, it was like one of the best times I've ever had in my life. I mean, I will truly ever take it for never ever take it for granted, and I just wish that for each and every single one of you guys as well too. Just to, you know, live your dreams to the fullest, and just always work hard for it. Always remember. I mean, just like Jeremy said in the other on the other scene as well too. Living out here is truly a blessing, and it truly means that you really did do something. So for that, ladies and gentlemen, you should be very proud.
Yep.
Other than that, let's go out and try this one of the biggest popular dishes in Chicago, which is what the deep dish pizza. So let's give it a try. Let's go.
Let's go.
Cool. Man, so excited, man. We're gonna try this pizza right over here, right? You excited, Jeremy?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Why? What's wrong?
You know I'm lactose intolerant, bro.
Well, shit.
Alright.
All right. Well, hope you got your pills.
No.
All right. Well, let's you know, let's give this a try. I mean, if you want to take a look, camera guy. I mean, it's you know, the one that we got. It's this is one of the biggest things that I really like. So first things first, let me introduce the spot. It's called Paisano's Pizzeria. It's located here in Madison in Chicago, with Chicago's very own Shot Chicago right here. Awesome waiter right here. I actually met him in 2021. He really introduced this to me. So he actually added a little touch into this. So basically what it is, it's jalapenos with green peppers with a hint of basil. So we're just gonna go ahead and give it a shot just to see how it goes and see what it means when it comes to just having like a typical deep dish pizza, especially here in Chicago. So wanna give it a try, Jeremy?
Yep.
Let's go for it.
Very good, in my opinion. It's got the right type of crunch to it when it comes to the crust. And then everything's fresh. You got the jalapenos, you got the cheese, you got your tomato. Everything's fresh, man.
See, and what I like about this, the cheese pull. Look at that. The cheese pull. Oh my god. That's...
And you know, another thing to add it to, I'm not like the biggest fan when it comes to like deep dish pizza. Hey, but this is definitely good. Can't go wrong with this.
You know, I've tried many deep dish pizzas. I'll be honest, from those other deep dish pizza places that I've tried, some of the ones that I've tried, they taste like plastic to me. This is probably one of the ones where everything is freshly made. The sauce, the pizza. And what I really like is, hopefully you can hear it, the sound of the crust. Because I feel like the crust just gives it all away, you know what I mean? So, man. One of the biggest things I like about this deep dish pizza.
I have nothing else to say. I just want to chow down on this pizza.
You know, that's all I just want to do as well too. So, without further ado, let's enjoy this real quick, and then we'll catch an interview with one of the famous waiters right over here. His name is the Cha Chicago, someone who I truly admire, someone who truly has helped me, and you know, he's definitely excited to talk to each and every single one of you guys. So, without further ado, let's just dig in, and we'll look forward to this interview.
Right, guys, we are back, and as you can see, we just finished the main dish. Now it's on to the dessert.
Man, I gotta tell you guys, this is like one of my favorite desserts right over here too. It's like a hard soft shell cookie with an ice cream right over here. Now, man, I'm really excited for us to try this, and Jeremy, I'm so excited for you to try this too, man. So
yeah, but I keep on telling you, man, I'm lactose intolerant, so I always get why you keep ordering these dishes. Like, I feel like you're just out to get me at this point.
You know, I mean, hey, we still gotta try it, right? So, you know, hope you brought your pills, buddy, because we gotta try this. So
yeah, see why not? Let's give it a shot. It is on the house, right? Right?
Sure. Let's give this a try. Come on, man, dig in. Come on.
Okay. That cookie's good. It's nice, soft.
You know what I mean? It's like, it melts in your mouth. And that's what I like about it. It's like, it's a good balance of sugar, like a hard soft shell cookie that just melts in your mouth, and the ice cream really just combines with it, if that makes sense. So, I mean, wow. Honestly, that's all I can really just say. Yeah. It's just, you know, I'll be honest with you guys, I really don't know what the name of this is, but, you know, as soon as Jeremy and we finish digging into this, we're going to have an interview with the actual man who made everything possible, and that is the Cha Chicago. Without further ado, let's get to him. Ladies and gentlemen, the man that pretty much brought the whole entire amazing, wonderful dishes here. Good old Cha Chicago right here, right, Chach?
Yep. Folks, how you doing tonight? Let me tell you something. I got three great men here. They're the ones behind the plant pot. I'm going to tell you that, you know what, it's worth your time to take a look. We got three good hearts here trying to get back to life in their own way. They're all got their own thing they're doing, but they all believe that giving back is the way to go, because it ain't what you get in life. It's not what you get, it's what you give back. And they're trying to give back to all of you in a great way. So I've been here a long time. My name is Joe Chacho. They call me the Chach. There's articles about me all over the internet for the last 40 to 45 years. And I've been very blessed. And I'm honored to be part of this man's life. I know him a long time. He's been part of my Chach family. He earned that respect, and I earned his. That's what goes on in life. You got to go earn it. But when you earn it, they can't take it from you. Let me tell you something. Each and every one of you out there, there's good in everybody. You just got to find the good. You find out what makes you want to get back to life. Whatever you think you want to do in life, it don't matter what you do. What counts is how you do it. So you chase your dream. Don't let anybody take that from you. I don't care what your nationality is, what the color of your skin is, what your accent is. That don't mean nothing. What it counts is three things: what comes out of your head, what comes out of your heart, and what comes out of your mouth. The rest don't mean shit. And the bottom line is, you out there and chase your dream. You don't let anybody take that from you. You go make your world great. And that's what's going to make the world great. We need each and every one of you. I can only do so much. but we need all of you. So go out there and chase your dream. You know what you're happening right now? You're going through the chotsification process. See, when you meet the chots, that's what happens. And what is it about? It's about giving back to life in your own way. So you give back to life in your own way like these three men are trying to do. You make your world great. You ever around downtown, you come see me. I'm here a lot. Everybody knows me in Chicago. They call me the man, the myth, the legend. But with me, what you see is what you get. And when I tell you these three men are good people, you can take that to the bank. That check ain't gonna bounce. So I wish you nothing but the best. Watch the podcast. They do great things. They're giving back in a great way. You give back too. God bless you, and may the good Lord look over and keep you safe.
Well, guys, this wraps up today's episode. Again, we appreciate each and every one of you guys, and if you guys haven't yet, feel free to check out our past videos. You know, some good stuff in there. And you got anything else to add to it, Jose?
Yeah, I mean, like we always say to everybody, you know, part of the plan is to entertain their fans. That's what we always say, right? So, well, let's all catch it. Oh, shit. Hear that? Oh, fuck, it's the train. Fuck. Go, we gotta go, actually.
Hey, watch the next episode.
Jeremy, what are you doing?